Hey, what's up, everybody? It's HTG Brian, and I'm back with some more LEGO 2K Drive, and today is the greatest day I've ever known. It's not only because we're getting closer to the end of our collectible run, but it's also the smashing pickup locations? Okay, what's going on here? We've got some mix-up in the name. It's clearly a smashing pumpkin here. Hopefully you guys are old enough to get that joke that I just dropped. Maybe not. Regardless, here we are. We are in Hauntsville in the upper left-hand corner or northwest. And quick reminder, we do have quick links down below in the video description. I do want to remind you guys that we have equipped a perk called the double jump, and we're going to look into that in a minute. But this is scattered all over the place, you guys. We sort of start up in the upper left, move over to the middle, and then up in the upper right, and then down in the bottom left, and we sort of finish. Well, we finish where we finish, but quick reminder about the perks. We've got a couple of cars out, obviously. We've got the McLaren, we got the off-roader, and we've got the the Quinjet for our boat. But we've got the double jump, the power fuel, and the booster as our perks. And to do that, up in the right-hand corner of your loadout, you should see loadout. For us, it was triangle to access that. And I only mention that because there are a couple of spots where the double jump comes into play. And speaking of play, let's go ahead and mark our first location. And look at that, we're almost there. We've almost got our first smashing pumpkin. These things are scattered all throughout. There are 50 of them. That's right. This is the biggest collectible grouping that we have left. We do have the weeds left if you've been following along, but there's only 18 of those, so pretty easy peasy. All right, one done. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. Now, there is no perfect order. You don't have to get these in the same way that we do. And some of these jumps are going to be pretty tedious and painful. And in fact, I've actually edited out a few mistakes along the way. So just know that if we set the shot up and there's money there and we return to the money after the map shot, if the money's gone, then that means that we messed up and we had to do it over again. So we do show off our skills a little bit in the first couple, though, and nail them on our first try, as we like to say. All right, so we're all lined up, and we're going to give it some boost and one tap of the double jump. Not to be confused with the single jump tap. It's a little confusing, but just want to make sure you guys are aware that we are using the double jump. All right, so we're going to zip down this main road right here. Hopefully you fell and plummeted to your doom right where we did. Make it easy to just follow right along. We're going to hang right at the Y. Don't ask why, just do it. And I'm going to go ahead and swoop over here to get rid of my waypoint marker. But there it is. It's actually sitting in the kiosk waiting to be smeoshed. That's right. We're going to go ahead and drive up through it. In fact, you don't even have to smash into the building. It'll actually slurp right up to your vehicle as you get close to it. All right, 3 are done did. We're actually going to rip right up the hill that we started on here because there is a bat jetpack. Boy, I don't know why I always say that wrong. Bet jetpack. It always comes out wrong. But about halfway up the hill before you get to the on-the-go terminal up there, we're going to find a cliff-side bat jetpack. Now, this one is a little bit wonky. You can see it out there on top of the building. Not the big tall one, but the one just to the left of it. We're going to let it rip, and I do give one tap of the double boost, and then we go ahead and let loose. And I about fall and end up in a little wonkadoo there, but it's all good. We got out. Keep in mind, we are getting drive pass points as we do each one of these jumps and collectibles as well, which is actually pretty handy because I'd already completed the game and most of the available opportunity to gain points has been gone, so pretty nice. All right, hey, out in the middle of the old graveyard here, right in the middle of the cycle, we're going to actually find one chilling at the top of a candle. It sort of is disguising itself as a small flame. But it's not fooling us. We'll go ahead and swoop that up, and on to the next we go. This next one is actually up behind us. There is a giant tree, and at the base of it, there is a little, sort of an underground area. Now, no matter which way you go, you will likely find the top floor of the underside here. But we're going to go up and to the left as it takes us up there perfectly. And look at that, smashing pumpkin number 6, ready to be collected. All right, so got a nice chunk of them. We're going to go out and around. And basically, we're going to go back almost up into the corner where we started, but not quite, just sort of towards that way. There's a little bit of an electric pond over here, and we're going to swoop on into it and quickly roll through the electricity to grab pumpkin number 7. So get your boost on. I'm going to get up close, and as you can see, I'm actually depleting Lego bricks by the second because it's hurting me. So Don't stick around in there too long or you might find yourself, well, dying. And that actually might be a good place to go if you have not died 100 times and got that trophy achievement for that. As you know, I'm still quite a ways out from that, so I may find myself getting electrified at some point soon. All right, back down the road, we ripped on to get that first one in the kiosk. There it goes right there. We're going to follow the road all the way down and around to the left, and as we make this left swoop, we're going to see a giant cauldron up on the hillside here. And right in the middle of the flames, again, a pumpkin trying to disguise itself. We are not taking the bait, though. We know right where it is. We're going to go ahead and swoop it up. On that note, I'd like to actually take this quick second to show some appreciation to our guide writer, Tyler P., who put together this collectible map for me quite a while ago, actually. It's taken me months to get it all done, but he nailed it and got it all done in about 5 days. So big time shout out and thanks to Tyler P. for showing me where all the collectibles are. He's been doing it for years. And, you know, we've got a good little formula going for both of us, I think. And hopefully we got many more games down the road to complete together. But just got to give some love to the guide writer. Now, this next pumpkin, we actually just drove by it while cruising down the river. It's over across the way, right in between those two blue cottages. Now, to get there, we're going to get up on this hillside and give a double jump, and then a quick little couple boosts across the way there. We'll go ahead and swoop it up. Now, you might have to go reset and take that jump again, but that's okay if you do. We don't all get them on our first try. All right, number 10. Well, this one actually is a bit tricky. It requires like a series of button pressings. I felt like I was trying to do like a Mortal Kombat finisher or something here because you got to line it up just perfect on the back side of this house. And of course, you got to jump, boost, and jump and boost again. And luckily, I nailed it. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, and I know I'm a pretty good editor and everything, but you guys know I'm pretty honest about that stuff, and I tell you when I mess up, I actually nailed it on my first go. All right, speaking of going, we're out of here. We're actually going to mark the next one and make our way up and around a couple of hillsides here, over the mountain and through the woods. We're going to go up and around, and there actually is going to be the world's largest pumpkin farm. Nah, probably not the world's largest, but it's definitely a big one. We'll swoop on in here. Don't mind us. Sorry about your months of hard work and fertilizing and care that went into these. I'm just going to smash them all. And grab the one right in the middle, of course. That's the most important one. And check off another one of our 50. All right, this next one, it's up on the mountainside here. I've got a pretty close marker. As you guys might remember, the original markers aren't always right spot on where they need to be, but we always give you a quick peek at the map once we get there to prove and show you where we're right where it is. This one, there's a nice little hillside there. You can drive up on the far left corner of it. It's got a nice swooping slope. And up at the top, look at that. We've got a pumpkin just staring, well, I guess, at the scenery here. It's pretty good view, if I'm being honest. Look at all this. All right, do not fall off because we actually have a bat jetpack we need to use to yeet ourselves quite a far distance, actually. And this one is going to be a little bit of a doozy. Now, there is plenty of monies to follow, and if you remember, we like money. We're going to go ahead and do a double jump right now, and once we get up there, we're going to keep on with the keeping on. A little bit of boost. Hard turn in, and wow, I can't believe we actually got that. That pumpkin was out on the top of what looked like a giant weather main or weather pole of sorts. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but again, that one might take you a couple, and you might want to hit the pause button if you didn't get it. Because we are already off and running to number 14, which is actually back in the city here. In the city, we know how to pumpkin. In the city. All right, so this one, we're going to follow the money again. You probably saw it up on the top of the building on our right side. If you look up in the sky, you can see the money trail actually leading all the way up to this cliffside here. And right to the old Betty jetpack. Boom, boom, boom. We'll go ahead and give a single jump, I do believe. Keep in mind, we do have that double jump perk on if you're using the quick links to get here. This one is quite a ways out there. Drop it like it's hot. Oh, snap. I can't believe I got that one, too. Now, for the record, there are a handful, like 4 or 5, that I totally botched and took me 6 or 7 attempts to get, but we haven't got to those ones yet. All right, next one, we actually have 4 or 5 clustered in here pretty close together. There's one at the movie theater right under the cauldron, which is where we're heading right now. That's right. These are days gone right here. I miss the old, I mean, I guess it's kind of a movie theater. I mean, it's more of a dance party, I guess. That's right. The movie theater is in the other level. But drive-in movie theaters, you guys remember those? We have one here in Oregon still, but it's a ways away, and I actually have never been to it. All right, like I said, there's a whole bunch of them clustered in here, so we're going to start knocking them out one by one. This one actually requires some trickery. We have another money trail we're going to follow. We got to do a little hippa to the hoppa all the way to the toppa. There's some funny anglage up here, and I'm not kidding. There's some weird transfers here. You can see I kind of get stuck on that little lip there. And then you got to carefully get up on this next ramp that takes you up, and then a hard right turn up against the building side. And we're just following the money. And around, look at that, inside the flowers is the pumpkin. Go ahead and drop in there and swoop it up. And then don't go too far, because right where we started that last one, there was a ramp. Right behind us, there is another ramp. So which way do I go? You know which way to go. Go up the ramp we didn't go up already. Once we get up top, we're going to actually make our way around to the back right side of the building, and we got the next pumpkin chilling. And for a little lack of creativity, guess what? We get to do it all over again. So find your way back to where we just started. This is not the way, though. This is not the way. Like, I totally got stuck here. I was going to edit this out, but I thought it was actually kind of funny, because I've been talking about missing jumps and this and that, and I've actually been doing pretty good so far, but I had to hit a wall at some point, like quite literally. Eventually I find my way back through these little houses, and we get right back to where the first two ramps were, or pretty close to it anyways. Turns out the next ramp is actually right by these two and around on a hard left, so get to the end of the cul-de-sac here. I guess it's more of just a street, city block. And you should notice some money right along the river's edge here, so we'll go ahead and follow that money all the way up to the top, and you guessed it. You see, I even had to do a little jump boost right there. Sometimes you got to give a little bit of the juice to get loose. All right, I made it all the way up the ramps. Luckily me, and woo to the hoo. All right, we nailed it. Now, right around that same corner actually is the water, and in that back corner is pumpkin number 19. So this one's kind of tucked in there, but it's pretty easily spotted because it's like a dark corner and a bright orange glow. So hopefully you found it. Easy peasy. And we done with 19. Next up, we got number 20. This one's a little bit down the road, so we're actually going to go straight ahead until we meet land. And there should be a road sort of creeping up on our left. There it is. And right on the corner, there is a small little, I don't know if this is like a school or another small little town, but regardless, right in the middle of the water fountain is pumpkin number 20. Now, 21 is actually right up above us. This one is kind of tricky, too. You got to climb up the giant root, or I guess that's what it is. Not to be confused with I Am Groot. This is I Am Root. We'll go ahead and follow the money. That's the one thing I really have appreciated about these collectibles in this game, is that most of the ones that are like pretty cheeky or tricky, they have sort of a intended pathway they want you to take, and they actually kind of show it to you by showing you the money, right? It's like Jerry Maguire, show me the money. Another old person reference there for you. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a leap of faith and make our way back over towards the townage. This time we're going to be a little bit short and on the left side of it, and there's actually a little pond on the left-hand side, and we're going to follow the money again. This goes right into a little cubby of a couple of houses, cubby of some cribbage. We'll go ahead and swoop back there and grab it on up. We are almost to the halfway point, y'all. All right, 23, where you be? Turns out they're actually up on a giant hillside, and it just seems like it's a little bit faster and easier to use the Bat Fang Peak Garage fast travel point, so we're going to actually do that. In fact, there's 2 or 3 of them up here that we're going to nail, but first off, we're going to follow our waypoint marker, going through the weeds. In fact, I got a little bit of a wonky angle there. I looked at my notes and found myself not driving. That's why you shouldn't text and drive, people. That was a perfect example right there. As we make our way down the hillside, I'm actually going to hang a hard right and stay on the edge of the mountain. If you do this and you keep following it around all the way, don't go up there, keep going all the way. It's kind of like a spiral staircase, if you will. Eventually, we get to a flat point, and we're going to ride it all the way up to the top. And although it might seem like this is a chase for nothing. Turns out there's money, so we'll go ahead and follow the money. And, of course, we're going to take a leap of faith. So I'm going to back it up a little bit, give it a little boost, and, of course, a single jump, I believe. We'll see how many. We got double jump. We got a double jump, people. So I am using the double jump perk for that, and I gave it both of them. So we went ahead and dropped it like it's hot. We're right back on the road where we started, and it turns out we passed one on our way here. So there was a castle on our left with a moat in front of it. We're actually going to want to go in between the moat and the castle. And there is a money trail again, which means we must be close. So we'll go ahead and follow it till it ends. But wait a minute, it wants us to hip it to the hoppa over the toppa. So go ahead and use your double jump or single jump, depending on which one you've got equipped, to make it over that wall side there. I don't think you can bash through it. Most of the Lego stuff can be removed or smashed around, but I don't think that was one of the spots. There is some undestructible. Use the Craggle. All right, now we're going to jump right back to where we just were a minute ago in the city area. But this one is unreachable without this bat jetpack. Now, I'm also going to recommend that not only do you get a good look at where you're going, but you remove that waypoint marker because it's actually going to be a visual blocker. Now, I went ahead and used a jump, and I'm using most of my boost to get across here quicker, but I don't think the boost really matters. You should have plenty of jump left. Look at how high I am still. Booyakashow. There's a nice little wall you can crash right into. You should be able to swoop up that pumpkin on the way down. Oh, no, wait a minute. What's happening? Oh, no. All right, so I fell. No big deal. All right, we'll go ahead and hit the old E-brake here, take a quick peek at our map, and we are off and running to the next one. Now, we're going to use another fast travel point. This is the Swampus Garage, which is the northeasternmost garage. And the reason we did it just because it's going to get us closer. Now, if you haven't gotten the 3,000-mile and 6,000-mile trophies, you might want to just go ahead and drive your way all the way over here. Now, in my case, my game has locked up. I'm stuck at 95%, and it's not moving. I don't know if I'm ever going to get those trophies, you guys, but I think I got a fix we'll work on here in a bit. But back to the story here. We've actually gone around this giant mountain. It's a big jump up top, but if you go around to the right side of it, you should find a trail of money. If you follow that money, it's going to take you right to the secret spot under the jump, and number 26 is going to be chilling there waiting for you. Now, we've got 27, which is out in front of us a little bit further down the way, but as it turns out, we actually need to use the giant jump up above us in order to access it. And this one is a doozy. It took me 6 or 7 tries to get this, so if you don't get it on your first attempt, don't feel like a schlub, because you'll see, watch, I'm going to pull it up, there's money. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a peek at the map. I'm going to remove my marker because the landing point, it gets a little obstructed with that markerage. But there it is out there on that ledge. It's just like another tall tower. And there was the edit. We go ahead and we boost. And I got so lucky on that one, you guys. And that was literally like number 6 or 7. I don't remember exactly how many, but it was not my greatest moves. All right, next one, we're going to follow the river up on the left-hand side. So there is a tall extension of the map or area, and we're going to go to the left side of the river. There you go, Booyakashow. And right along this little ledge here, inside what looks to be a Venus flytrap, happens to be number 28. Woo to the hoo-hoo-hoo. All right, next up, we're going to keep on making our way to the Tippy Toppa. You've probably seen this one before. I do believe there was a race, like a story part that we had to drive all the way up here at one point. It's been quite a ways back that, we completed the story months ago, so it's hard for me to remember. Oh, man, Brian Brain strikes again. But at the end of the road, we're going to find a pumpkin just chilling, waiting for you. Make sure you swoop it up before you bail on out of here. And then we're going to turn around and go right back down this road. And we've got one of the trickiest or cheekiest ones of them all next. So right ahead of us, in fact, if you look, there is a giant mound. It's like it's like a little mini mountain with some, I don't know if it's like a big tree or what, but there is a tree leaning on it. Yeah, I guess it's a big stump, right? It's a big stump. On the back side of it, though, you can see there is a green log. This log is so tricky, you guys. Like, you got to make it up there. You can see the pumpkin at the top of the stump. So you got to kind of carefully drive your way up. And then right about here, I give it the boost and try to split those two. Oh, my goodness. Now, that may have looked clean and good, but truthfully, there was an edit there. It took me 6 or 7 attempts there, too. So we're finally getting into the difficult ones that Brian didn't nail on his first try. All right, next up, we got to turn around, and behind us, there is another giant tree. It's like a big old tree. I don't know if the trees even get this big. But inside said tree, if you drive up and follow the money, there's actually a couple of ways to get up in there. But one has the money, and I definitely recommend that. Now, keep in mind, as we grab this pumpkin inside the stump, we do not need the monies in order to complete the area for collectibles. So I know it's listed on the collectible item list, but it doesn't actually count. And we'll prove that to you yet again once we get the weeds in our next video, which will be the final collectible for the area. And we will still have bucks left, mini bucks left. All right, this one's kind of tricky. It's actually hidden behind a little wall there. It's kind of tucked around a corner, so if you find yourself driving around, just make sure you look at the backside of that giant stump we just climbed up in. This next one's kind of cheeky too. Like, you could actually drive right by it and not see it. It's actually hanging in the moss right above us. There, you can see it there. So if you follow the road, it's pretty difficult. Now, if you got the single jump on, you might be able to do it because it's pretty getting up there. But, you know, you might have to use this little ramp off to the side. You can see there, it was easy peasy. No big deezy. So regardless of what jump you have, you should be able to nail it. All right, the next one, we got a little bit of a road trip. We're going to follow the water down and make it all the way to a beautiful waterfall. It's actually sort of... its beauty is sort of hidden by the fact there's a pumpkin in the middle of it, and we need to collect it. We're going to smash our way all the way down the road here. Boy, that's not my best driving, but we got here pretty quick. And on the left side, in the waterfall, as promised, is going to be the next pumpkin. So we'll go ahead and swoop that up. We are getting almost to the home stretch, people. I was actually really worried about this. You know, the 50s are pretty difficult trying to piece together and link them all. But I think it all worked out. Like, over the years, we've gotten pretty good at finding good points of edit or, you know, pausing points or whatever the case may be. And it sort of looks like we did this all in one go. But truth be told, it took me about 5 hours to link and get the right paths. And then, of course, record them in chunks of usually 10 or 12 at a time. So, yeah, definitely final product turned out pretty good. Speaking of final product, we got another candle pumpkin in there. It's trying to disguise itself as a flame. It wants to be a master of disguise. Another old person reference. I don't know why I got like old man Brian brain cap on today. Like, I try to be youthful and bring up the current events and stuff, but I'm definitely referencing stuff from like the 90s. All right, this one is another doozy. You gotta, it's actually kind of a double whammy. You can see there's money up on top of this roof here. There just so happens to be a nice corner with a little bit of a road behind us. So if you come around ripping, if you're having troubles, use a little bit more road behind us there where those cars are coming from. But here, check this out. I got double jump on, and I'm going to go ahead and double jump up onto the said roof here, sort of reposition myself so I'm aimed at the pumpkin up top. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to double jump and boost at the same time, man. In fact, I actually gave it a boost, double jump, boost. So again, another Mortal Kombat combo that needs to be completed. And I can't believe I actually got that one on my first try. Like, that was real. Now, this next one, though, I botched the jump at the end. So there's another cliff climb here. It's right along the edge of the bridge, and you'll see the pathway by following the money. So we'll go ahead and slowly drive up here. Now, there's a couple of edges that are a little tricky. You can see I actually found out the hard way that you can actually die right here. So using your jump and your boost is going to be crucial. Having double jump on may or may not help or hurt you. And of course, we love this off-roader. It's got pretty good speed and jumps. So we found it really good. Now this one, I'm guessing you could tell there was an edit there. And yes, I don't know how many times it took me there, but it was not a fun number to brag about, that's for sure. All right, these next few ones are a little bit tricky because they're in that bottom right-hand corner of the map where, you know, there's a little bit more elevation and there's really only one or two ways to get up to some of these places. So we're going to follow the water around until we can get up on some higher ground. We're going to keep on following our way until we make it up to the main road. Once we get up to the main road, we're actually going to keep following the money trail up above. I don't know if you've been noticing, but there is a giant money trail And it actually loops us all the way up around in this lower area of the upper grounds. And there's actually a bat jetpack along the ledge here. So we got to that main road down below, and I don't know if you stopped or if you noticed I stopped, but up above there was a ledge. We're actually going to use a double jump and the boost to follow that money and land on this ledge. Woo! That was pretty close, actually. And if you look down below, that's the main road that we were just on. So, like I said, follow the money from the main road spot. It should get you up to the tippy top. All right, we're going to jump down and follow that same main road back the way, so the opposite direction that we were just trying to go. And along the ledge here, we're going to find another bat jetpack. A lot of these pumpkins are pretty crucial to these. And this one is another cheeky one. You can see there's a marker way out there. Way out there. On top of a building. It's like really on the rooftop tip. And I get really lucky on that one. And yes, that was my first go. No edits needed for that one. And boy, I'm glad because I've had a rough go at the last couple. Hopefully you guys have had some easier takes than I have. All right, next one is going to be down across the river. In fact, we can see it from here. Oh, well, almost. You can see the location. We're going to go ahead and make our way across the little river spot there and up on top of this jump. There happens to be a little house or a cottage up on an elevated, I don't know what that is. It's like some sort of a structure. And if we make a quick jump and loop around the corner in between the buildings, in the garbage truck bed happens to be the next pumpkin. All right, next one is actually really close to where we are, but it's on the other side of the road. So we're gonna go back towards that giant ramp again. You can see it. It's like on a boot. Is that really what it is? Is it like the old woman who lived in a shoe kind of a thing? Is that what's going on here? I don't know. It looks like a boot. It almost looks like in Beer Fest when they're drinking and they can't get the boot drink, right? I don't know if you remember that again. But anyways, this one's a little bit easier than the rest. You got just a quick little easy jump. And again, I have the double jump on. So one jump for me is a little bit shorter than just the standard jump. So I just keep saying that just in case you're using quick links and you may find yourself watching and going, well, why am I jumping so much higher or whatever? So all right, this next one, this one took me about 30 minutes to find. It was appropriately labeled on the map that Tyler P had provided for me. I actually got up on this roof here a couple of times, could not see the anglage needed as it's on the third level down below, right where the water flows. Now, you got to be careful here, too, because as you remember, these waterfalls will throw you quite a long ways out from where you is. So be careful not to get your tires too wet, as it might send you flying. All right, next up, we got to go up on the hill behind us again, and I messed that up. No worries, though. Just in case you fall down, too, we're going to go ahead and climb right back up. And this time, we're going to go over to the well-lit tower. And you can see there's some money up there, right? You can see the monies? So we'll follow the money, as per usual. And over on this hillside, over on the kind of the left of the hillside, you can see there is another bat jetpack. Again, follow the money. When in doubt, look for them bucks. And of course, it leads us right to where we need to go. And I'm going to get rid of that waypoint marker with that smiley face, because although it's a nice sight to see, it does get in the way. So we'll go ahead and do a single jump and get our boost on. I kind of like to use the camera to flip it down to see where I'm going. And in my case, I can see I was a little bit low at the end there, so I hit my second jump. So that's one of those spots that double jump comes in handy. All right, next up, we've got number 44, which we can see from the last spot. We have to hit the boost and then hit the brake. And what we're going to do is use some pretty precise jumps to get up on this little, I guess it's a little mini castle. And we'll rip around the front and booyah-ka-show. Give you a quick peek at the map because I didn't do it prior to picking it up. And then we're going to keep on keeping on up the hill. In fact, there is a little loop-de-loop over off the right-hand side. You guys have probably been here before if you've completed story, as we have been suggesting before collecting. And we're going to rip up this hill. And be careful not to go too fast because you might go soaring right by. There's a nice jump at the top. And right after that jump, there's a right-hand turn. And look at that, there's a Y in the road. We're going to go right. And right there on a platter waiting for us in the middle of the cemetery happens to be number 45. Go ahead and jump up and collect it. And we're actually going to make our way right back to the road that we just came from and go up just a little bit towards the tower on the right side of our road now. And look at that, there's some more money. If you look carefully, there is another castle tower out to our right, and there's the pumpkin around the front side of it. So follow the money out there, make a nice quick time jump out onto the top, and swoop up that pumpkin before you make the drop. Now, as it turns out, number 47 is actually right down below us, so perfect. As I mentioned earlier, we try to make the route as efficient as possible. I feel like we're doing pretty good in a lot of these spots. In fact, you probably saw the glowing orange down below. Look at that. There's some more money, guys. Collect them bucks. I don't know what we end up with buckets at the end of this, but I'm sure we've got a lot of them. Not many were missed in the creation of this video. Tucked in behind those towers is going to be number 47, so woo to the hoo-hoo-hoo. All right, now we're going to go ahead and mark one way over in the southwest corner, and in fact, we're also going to use the old fast travel point for Castle Grounds Garage, which is the lower left or southwest one. Now, once we get it marked, you turn around, you can actually see the pumpkin up at the top of that big stump. And if you look, there's a trail of money, so we're going to follow that money again. In this case, though, there is no bat jetpack. You actually have to make the jump all on your own. Now, this one was kind of a doozy as well. It's all about the angle, right? You can see the money, you jump, and you hopefully plummet right onto that pumpkin. However, unlike the other stumps that we've seen, there isn't a backdrop that allows us to be caught. Now, you probably noticed there was an edit mid-air, but that's because I was bad at jumping, and it took me 5 or 6 tries to get up there. So if you don't get it on your first, just know that I struggled with that as well. All right, next one is marked way over on our left side or west side. We're going to boost our way all the way over there and find ourselves in a corner with nothing. Actually, there's this jagged rock back in this little nook, and we're going to use that as sort of a jump. And this is one of those quick, you got to boost, double jump, and boost again. Look at that. Oh, almost didn't make it, but nailed it. And that takes us to 49 out of 50, leaving only one pumpkin left to smash. So we're going to go ahead and mark that. It's up in the upper left side, or mid-left side, I guess. Midwest, if you will. And this is probably one of the easier ones, and ultimately may even be one that you have already. So if you find yourself having 50 already, that's because you probably dropped down on accident and grabbed this one. Because there's a couple of moments that we find ourselves over in this area. And I was lucky enough to avoid it. I do believe there was another collectible in this area that was really close. And look at that. Booyaka show. 50 of 50 smashing pickups. And we are done did. Appreciate you guys more than you know. Hopefully we helped you find all the smashing pumpkins scattered throughout. Look at that. We've got 239 and 250 of them bucks. I was curious. So only 11 of them scattered left. But hey guys, click that like button if you found this video helpful. Don't forget to check us out on social media. And of course, HappyThumbsGaming.com is the home of our product and gaming reviews and trophy achievement guides. Go check them out if you haven't already. Much love to you all. As always, until next time.